Go on. So next up on stage to talk about ETH on Cosmos is Federico from Evmos.
Hi, everyone. My name is Federico. I'm the co-founder of ThoughtSys, which is a company behind Evmos. And today I'm going to talk about how we are building an Ethereum on Cosmos ecosystem. So over the past year, we've seen three major clusters of interoperability to emerge in the blockchain ecosystem. The first of them being, of course, Cosmos with the IBC protocol. Then on the other side, we have EVM-compatible chains like Polygon or like mainnet Ethereum, and all these other EVM-compatible chains are emerging on Near and all these other blockchains. And finally, the third major cluster that we found is Polkadot with cross-chain message passing protocol. So coming back to the analogy that in the Cosmos ecosystem, every chain represents a virtual city, nation state. And the Cosmos Hub being the port entry, the port city in which messages are relayed and there's security and a lot of transactions and value are derived from, but there still needs to be a point of entry from this huge developer mindshare coming from the Ethereum and EVM ecosystem. So Evmos is going to be this point of entry for this massive developer mindshare and this massive developer ecosystem coming into the Cosmos ecosystem. So we're focusing, our vision is surrounded by the interchain composability features and interchain smart contract compatibility. Why Evmos and how we're building this ecosystem? So the major components of Evmos are interchain composability, EVM equivalence, so you can have and port seamlessly all your Ethereum applications into our EVM. We have a rich ecosystem of applications, NFTs, and DeFi protocols deploying right now on our current testnet. We'll provide native interoperability through IVC and EVM bridges. And finally, we'll provide also security to what we call EVM application-specific blockchains, or EVM chains that focus specifically on one particular topic, which I will explain later. So the main major component, of course, is the Evmos EVM. So Evmos brings the EVM equivalence into Cosmos by deploying an EVM module that's Cosmos SDK compatible. On top of that, we have the Web3 architecture provided by the JSON RPC server. So developers from Ethereum can natively deploy their Solidity and Viper smart contracts into the Evmos EVM. Additionally, we're innovating in different ways, like active precompiles for native inter-module communication between our EVM runtime and SDK modules. So for example, you could have the staking as collateral within the EVM DeFi and have the validator set be slashable through the smart contract. So the second major component on which we're really focusing on right now is the user experience and developer user experience. So right now we have this problem in which we have two major runtimes. One is the Cosmos runtime provided by the Cosmos SDK and all the Cosmos services, gRPC, etc. But on the other side, we have everything that is EVM related and JSON RPC related. So one example of this is we have to build two compatible clients, or in this case, for our current testnet, two compatible block explorers. One of them, as we can see here, that outlines all the block detail from a Cosmos chain using the Ethereum format. And so how the major problem that we're trying to solve is, given that Evmos is already bringing the Ethereum ecosystem into Cosmos, how do we bring and prepare the CØSMOS ecosystem for this massive Ethereum ecosystem as well. So 2 main ways that we're currently working on right now is MetaMask compatibility, because we're fully EVM compatible. How do we sign CØSMOS transactions via MetaMask? And that's going to be provided via the EIP 712 format, standard on Ethereum, that will allow us to represent the CØSMOS transactions as meta transactions, so you can use your MetaMask wallet natively and sign using, so like Ethereum developers can natively sign CØSMOS staking or IVC transactions. And from the other side, how we're preparing the CØSMOS ecosystem into the EVM ecosystem is by allowing the existing clients, in this case Kepler, to sign Ethereum transactions and have them also represent ERC20 tokens through the JSON RPC. So one really important feature that we're working on right now is this intra-relating feature between like the EVM runtime and the CØSMOS SDK runtime, so that you can natively pair an ERC20 contract with a CØSMOS asset within the same state machine, which is Evmos, and have them be tradable via IVC to the rest of the ecosystem. So that you, for example, can represent an ERC20 token atom and have them enabled within the Evmos EVM. So that also like LP tokens or LP shares and Osmo tokens and Region tokens can also be represented within the Evmos EVM. The next major component that also Saki mentioned is Evmos is bringing interchain composability to the CØSMOS ecosystem. How are we building this? Through native composability for non-EVM chains to interact with smart contracts deployed on Evmos. So here's one example. Region Network is part of the Klima DAO that is supported, that it's a DAO for carbon sequestration and ecosystem regeneration that is deployed on Polygon. By deploying Klima DAO as a smart contract on Evmos, Region Network can natively send their eco credits into the Klima DAO and have them be tradable on this EVM ecosystem. And then those eco credits can also be used within the Evmos DeFi. Another concrete example is how Sommelier is working on this coprocessor for Ethereum and EVM chains. So if Aave or Uniswap deployed on Evmos EVM, you can also reassign the liquidity positions and rebalance all the positions on the smart contracts that are deployed in Evmos by sending an Ethereum transaction via IVC, so that the latency will be much smaller than using a gravity bridge to native Ethereum, and also the fees would be much lower for users and relayers. The third major component is the interoperability. Because we're CØSMOS-centric, we also have like IVC in our core, and we're providing the IVC and IVC functionality, but we also want to bring all the Ethereum assets and Ethereum ecosystem and mindshare. And how we're going to do that is by enabling a different set of bridges, native EVM bridges, to be deployed on Evmos, like AVCI++ enabled Gravity Bridge, or an Optics or Connects bridge as well, which will have like different levels of security, so users can choose which of these bridges they can relay their tokens to Evmos and thus to the rest of the CØSMOS ecosystem. And we're also currently on talks with Wormhole so that they can also so that assets from Solana can also be onboarded into the CØSMOS ecosystem. The next major feature that we're working on is the security guarantees that Evmos will provide, and the security guarantees that it will provide for other EVM chains. So there's currently the work in progress Interchain staking functionality, so that a chain can derive security from a child chain can derive security from a parent chain. So in this case, Evmos will be the hub for other EVM chains or EVM application-specific chains that will have different functionality. For example, an NFT or collectives EVM-enabled chain, or a DeFi-enabled chain like Compound, or a gaming Ethereum chain that has EVM compatibility like Forte, a Celestia rollup EVM-compatible chain that will also be that can also be derive security from Evmos, or Aragon, who can now deploy as a child chain and have native EVM interoperability with Evmos and the rest of the CØSMOS ecosystem, providing different DAO tooling. And finally, we also have like the rich Evmos ecosystem that will enable all the CØSMOS ecosystem to have direct access to EVM wallet, multisig like Gnosis Safe, different bridge solutions with different levels of security, DAO and DAO tooling for example, the Relayer DAO that Jack Sampoli is working on, indexers like the Graph and different infrastructure providers. NFTs bring the massive ecosystem of NFT from Solana and from Ethereum into the CØSMOS ecosystem, native DeFi enabled by the EVM and its composability, and all the developer toolings that Solidity and EVM developers can now find on Ethereum. So we're bringing all of that into the CØSMOS ecosystem. How can you be involved with Evmos? Yesterday we announced our Olympus Mons incentivized testnet that is going to roll out in the next few weeks. We expect a massive participation from validators, infrastructure providers, builders, etc., to deploy the nation Ethereum ecosystem, Evmos ecosystem. And we're also sponsoring the Evmos challenge on the CØSMOS Hack Atom, so that you can also be eligible at the same time on the rewards from the Hack Atom, besides the rewards from the incentivized testnet. Thank you very much for your time, and welcome to Evmos.